If you're tired of surface-level history and want the truth behind the front lines, subscribe now. Today, we're breaking open a forgotten piece of the past. Because some of the most important battlefield lessons weren't written in manuals or planned by generals. They were learned in seconds, under fire, by men who understood movement, timing, and the limits of enemy weapons. On June 9th and 10th, 1944, in the hedgerows of Normandy, one American squad leader solved a tactical problem that German doctrine said was nearly unsolvable. Why the Norman hedgerows turned modern warfare into a knife fight. The bocage country of Normandy destroyed visibility and compressed combat down to distances of 10 to 60 metres. Thick earthen embankments topped with brush created natural fortifications that favoured defenders. German units exploited this terrain with interlocking MG-42 machine guns and pre-registered mortar fire. An attacking squad crossing open ground had seconds before being pinned or cut down. Artillery or armour was the preferred solution, but infantry often advanced without either. Staff Sergeant Walter Ehlers of Company L, 18th Infantry Regiment, faced exactly this problem. What separated him from others was not rank or equipment. It was how he moved. How farm hunting built a combat skill no manual could teach. Ehlers grew up hunting jackrabbits in Kansas. That mattered more than it sounds, really. Jackrabbits don't stop. They sprint, zigzag, and change direction unpredictably. To hit one, you don't aim where it is. You aim where it will be, and you fire before hesitation creeps in. That kind of shooting builds processing speed, not just accuracy. In Normandy, Ehlers faced MG-42 gunners trained to lead moving targets. The difference was weight and inertia. An MG-42 on its bipod weighed over 11 kilograms and fired at 1,200 rounds per minute, but it had to be swung and corrected manually. At close range, rapid changes in direction caused the gunner's aim to lag behind the target. Ehlers understood this instinctively. How closing distance defeated fortified positions. On June 9th, Ehlers encountered multiple German positions covering open fields with machine guns and mortars. Standard doctrine would have slowed the advance, called for support, or bypassed the strong point. Instead, Ehlers used suppressive fire from his squad and crawled forward alone. When he reached short range, he stood and sprinted the final distance in an irregular zigzag pattern. This wasn't reckless. It exploited physics. The MG-42 could not traverse fast enough to track him cleanly at under 50 meters. Each change in direction forced the gunner to correct. Those fractions of a second were enough. Ehlers eliminated the crews at point-blank range, then immediately shifted to the next threat before the defense could reset. For modern readers, the lesson is simple and, well, a bit uncomfortable. Distance favors the machine gun. But proximity, on the other hand, favors the decision-maker who moves faster than the weapon can track. Why suppression mattered more than killing. When covering his platoon's withdrawal on June 10th, Ehlers deliberately fired in a wide semicircle, not to score hits, but really to create the illusion of a larger force. German machine guns and mortars focused on his position instead of his withdrawing squad. Suppression is about attention, not casualties. This is still relevant today. Whether in historical study or modern tactical analysis, fire that forces the enemy to react buys time. Time is movement, and movement, quite simply, is survival. You know, understanding weapon limits can really change outcomes. Ehlers didn't defeat the German defences just by having superior firepower. He overcame them by, well, understanding limits. The MG-42's rate of fire was absolutely terrifying, but its mass made fine tracking pretty difficult. Mortars, sure, they were lethal, but they needed time to adjust. German doctrine sort of assumed attackers would hesitate, seek cover, or maybe wait for support. But Ehlers did none of those things. He moved immediately, unpredictably, and, honestly, decisively. This wasn't heroism in the abstract, not at all. It was applied knowledge, right there under pressure. So, why did this matter beyond just one battlefield? Well, after-action reports from Normandy really reinforced the importance of aggressive fire and manoeuvre at the squad level. The doctrine, it already existed. What Ehlers demonstrated was, simply put, execution. He showed that individual speed, unpredictability and confidence could collapse a prepared defence, especially when combined with disciplined squad support. His actions saved his men. 12 soldiers withdrew alive under his covering fire. That number mattered more than any tally of enemy losses. What serious students of warfare should take from this? If you study military history seriously, this story is not about bravery alone. It's about mechanics. Weapons have limits. Terrain shapes behavior. Training outside formal doctrine can create decisive advantages. Whether you are analysing World War II or modern conflicts, the principles remain unchanged. Walter Ehlers returned home after the war and rarely spoke about what he did. His rifle disappeared into surplus inventories like thousands of others. What remains is the lesson. Sometimes wars turn on men who understand motion better than fear. If you value this kind of frontline truth, subscribe to Warfare Frontlines and share this episode. These are the details that actually decide battles.